This is Michael Hale from Red Zone Radio, and we have breaking news coming in this morning. Multiple emergency bulletins are being issued across the country about what authorities are calling, I'm reading this directly here, unprecedented violent disturbances in major metropolitan areas.
So, basically, Monday morning in New York. What's the new flavor of chaos this week, Mike? Did someone steal a hot dog cart, or are we talking about another flash mob on the Brooklyn Bridge?
Right? I mean, we've all seen some crazy stuff on the subway, but apparently this is different. They're not specifying, but the alerts are coming from a lot of places. We're getting reports from Baltimore, Philly, Boston, and obviously here in the tri-state area. People are acting, and this is the word they're using, rabid.
Well, listeners are already lighting up the line. Listener Sarah says her brother in D.C. saw someone attack 3 people at a metro station before police arrived. She's saying the guy just kept going, even when people tried to stop him.
Look, people are stressed, Jenny. Rush hour, taxes, whatever. It's probably drugs. Bath salts. Remember that story from Florida years ago? People do crazy, horrible things when they're hopped up on that synthetic garbage. The cops will figure it out. I mean, New York's crime rate isn't that low that we can't handle a few bad apples. Let's not hit the panic button before our first coffee refill, all right?
I don't know, Mike. It feels bigger than bath salts. We're used to local craziness. This is a national alert. We're going to our traffic center now for an update because apparently the roads are completely choked up. Is it just the rain, Dave? What's going on out there?
Hey, Mike and Jenny, it's not the rain, and it's not normal gridlock. The FDR Drive is an absolute nightmare. Southbound near the Brooklyn Bridge approach, it's completely stopped. We're seeing multiple minor accidents and abandoned cars. People are literally getting out and walking away from their vehicles. I just got a flash alert. They've closed off access near Bellevue Hospital due to what they're calling unspecified civil disturbances. I've never seen that before. It's 7:15 a.m. and the city is already seizing up.
Wait, hold on. Abandoning cars? Dave, are we talking fender benders or something else? Is there some kind of protest that's not being reported?
I can only tell you what I'm seeing from the chopper feed, Mike. There's a lot of sirens, and near 34th Street, a crowd is moving away from the hospital. Fast. Something's happening down there that is way beyond a typical traffic jam. Back to you.
See? That's not normal. People don't abandon a running car just because of a fender bender. Let's go to the phone lines. We have Marcus from Brooklyn on line 1. Marcus, what are you seeing?
Mike, Jenny, I'm telling you what I saw. Wasn't drugs. I just got off the subway, the Q train. I was on the platform at Atlantic Avenue. This guy, this homeless-looking guy, he grabbed this woman and bit her. Like bit her neck. Not a punch, not a stab. He clamped down.
Marcus, take a breath. Did you see what led up to that? Was there a fight?
No, there was nothing. He was just shuffling, then he lunged, and when people tried to pull him off, he didn't even look at them. He was making this awful gurgling sound, and his eyes, blank. Eyes, man, blank, like he wasn't even there. And he was strong, so strong. They finally kicked him off, and he immediately went after another person. I mean, he got up and just kept coming.
Marcus, are you okay? Did you call 911? Did anyone get help?
Everyone called 911. Line's been busy for 20 minutes. It just rings busy. And the train just left. Just left people there bleeding. You're telling me that a person biting another person's neck on a subway platform in broad daylight isn't enough to stop the trains? I had to walk up to Flatbush to even get decent cell service. This is chaos.
Okay, Marcus, thank you for calling. Please stay safe. Look, that's a horrible story, and we hope the police are on top of it. But let's keep some perspective, folks. It sounds like one highly disturbed, possibly armed individual causing a scene. Don't let rumors panic you. We need facts.
Marcus didn't sound like he was lying, Mike. That sounded like genuine fear. And let's be real, the NYPD response time should not be 20 minutes at Atlantic Avenue, not for a violent assault like that. Now we've got something really unusual here. Our producers are getting reports of an explosion on social media, viral videos being shared of highly aggressive individuals.
Oh, wonderful. More grainy, fake videos meant to scare people. We're not showing them, and we're certainly not validating them. Listen, social media is a cesspool of over-dramatization. Until we get an official confirmation from the police or the mayor's office, we're treating this as isolated incidents of violence, probably spurred by some new street drug.
But the descriptions are all too similar, Michael. Listen to this one from Newark. My coworker just saw a man eating a pigeon on Broad Street, then attack a security guard. He wasn't even fighting back. He was just tearing at him. Another one from Philadelphia. They closed the whole block near Independence Hall. They said a whole group of people went crazy. I mean, this is the whole Eastern Seaboard acting the same way.
All right. Let's not spiral. Let's go back to the phones. We have Elaine from Manhattan on the line. Elaine, you sound like you're calling from a hospital?
Yes, I'm a nurse at Bellevue. I'm in the break room, and I shouldn't even be calling, but I have to tell someone. This is not a drug, Mike. This is not a drill. Our emergency room is completely overrun. We have dozens of bite victims, and I don't mean dog bites, human bites. People are being brought in mauled.
Bite victims? Is this a mass incident? A riot?
They're not victims of a riot. They're victims of patience. The people who did the biting, they're here now, restrained, but they're still fighting. They don't respond to pain. They don't respond to anything. They're not just aggressive. They're trying to eat the staff. They're making these awful, inhuman screams. We had to sedate 3 of them, and one broke through the restraints in the isolation room. You're telling me that a person on drugs can do that? We have cops helping us, but the cops are scared, Michael. They just put out a call for every available officer.
Oh my God.
Elaine, are you saying these people who are attacking, they're physically trying to consume the people they attack? Yes, and the victims of the bites, they're starting to get sick now. A fever, disorientation, and then they start thrashing. We don't know what this is. The CDC is on the line, but they're just asking us questions, telling us to isolate. They haven't sent help. They haven't sent a protocol. We're out of basic supplies.
Elaine, thank you. Thank you for that report. Please, go back to safety. We'll be right back after this quick break, and we'll try to get an official statement on what is happening at Bellevue.
Wait, Mike. We just got an update on the police scanner feed we run in the back. I'm hearing multiple 1013s. That's officer in trouble, all over the Upper East Side and downtown. And the dispatcher is repeatedly using the code for unresponsive subject. That's not normal for an arrest.
Emergency bulletin, voice, official, recorded. This is an emergency broadcast system message. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is issuing a nationwide advisory. All citizens are directed to remain indoors. Secure all points of entry to your residence. Avoid all contact with individuals displaying symptoms of severe fever, aggressive behavior, and unprovoked violence. This is not a drill. I repeat, remain indoors and await further instructions. Local law enforcement is mobilizing to contain isolated outbreaks. Do not attempt to travel.
What? CDC? Isolated outbreaks? I mean, that's the real deal, Jenny. They just told the entire country to stay home. But They didn't even say why.
Travel? But Marcus said the train's left. Dave said the FDR is blocked. Look, the whole morning rush is already out there. Are we supposed to tell people to just abandon their commute and hide in an office building? What are the symptoms of this severe fever? They gave us nothing.
Okay. We need to stay calm. That was a major bulletin, folks. The CDC is involved. This is clearly more than just a bad batch of drugs. This is an official, nationwide alert. We're going to work our contacts now. We need to know what they mean by outbreaks and what the hell is happening to these people. Don't go anywhere. We've got to figure out what we're all fighting here. Welcome back to Red Zone Radio. It's just after 9, and we're now 3 hours into whatever this is, and I still don't have a straight answer from anyone in authority. We had the CDC warning telling everyone to stay indoors, but they left us hanging. No explanation. Jenny, you've been glued to the phone lines and the wires. What's the official word now?
There isn't one. It's all conflicting noise. The mayor's office released a statement saying, quote, "Remain calm and await further instructions." Remain calm? We've got people being mauled in the street. The official CDC website crashed an hour ago from traffic, and Twitter is... Honestly, Mike, I don't even know what I'm looking at. The reports are multiplying exponentially now. It's not just Manhattan and Brooklyn anymore. We're getting calls from Queens, the Bronx, Staten Island. The whole city is affected.
Look, I'm seeing some of those social media videos you mentioned on our studio terminal. People are sharing things that look like scenes from a bad horror movie. We are not airing any of that unverified material. I mean, how do we know they aren't deepfakes? People love sharing fake crisis videos. It's irresponsible.
This video from Boston isn't a deepfake, Mike. It's from a news helicopter feed that got leaked. There's a crowd of people. They're just attacking anyone they see. But the way they move, it's wrong somehow. They're not running, they're shuffling, but they're determined. It's like they have no self-preservation instinct.
It could be edited, could be from somewhere else. Let's stick to the facts we can verify. Our staff is now reporting that major hospitals, Presbyterian, Methodist, Lenox Hill, are now turning away all non-critical patients. That is absolutely unprecedented. If you had a broken arm or a bad flu, they won't even see you. That tells you the emergency services are completely saturated with these disturbances.
And what about the schools, Mike? Parents are panicking. We're getting dozens of calls. School districts across Jersey, Long Island, and parts of the Bronx are initiating lockdowns, but the administrators don't know why. They were told to seal the doors and windows. They can't even tell the parents if they can come pick up their kids. Listen, my niece is in 2nd grade in Queens. I can't reach my sister.
I understand, Jenny. This is hitting close to home for everyone. We have to maintain order here. We were told there was going to be a government press conference an hour ago. It was delayed at 9:30, then at 10:30. Now we're hearing maybe 11:15. The lack of information is what's causing the chaos.
No, the attacks are causing the chaos. The lack of information is turning it into a nightmare. Let's take another call. This is Alex from Harlem. Alex, are you okay?
No, I'm not okay. I'm trapped, man. I was driving near 125th Street, and traffic just stopped dead. I got out to see what was happening, and I saw it. A car accident. But the guy who caused it, he just started pulling the driver out of the other car. He was hitting him. Then he was biting him. On the arm, then the face. People tried to help, but the first guy who jumped out, the attacker turned on him.
Alex, did the police arrive? Was the suspect neutralized?
Yeah, the police came. 2 officers. They yelled at him. He didn't stop. They tried to taser him. Nothing. They hit him with a baton. He barely flinched. They finally got him down, but he was still thrashing. And I'm telling you this, Michael. You won't believe me. But after they cuffed him and put him on the sidewalk, the officer turned his back for a second, and that thing, it just started getting back up. It was flat on its back, and it was trying to sit up. One of the officers saw it and just Shot him 2 shots, right in the chest, and he went down. But there was no blood. The officer just stood there, staring. I saw him throw up behind his car.
Getting back up? After being subdued?
Alex, look, adrenaline is a powerful thing. People can seem impervious to pain when they're in a rage. He was probably highly intoxicated. The officer reacted to a highly violent situation. That's what they're trained to do.
No, Mike. I was standing 20 feet away. When that cop shot him, he should have stayed down. He should have bled out. I mean, where was the blood? It was like shooting a sack of bricks. I'm now locked in a deli with 3 other people, and we can see people moving outside the same way the guy I saw was moving. They are looking for people.
Alex, please stay safe. Do not open that door. We're going to a brief commercial message. No, wait, we have a confirmed line from the NYPD. Detective Sarah Rodriguez from the 84th Precinct is on the line. Detective, thank you for taking the time.
Michael, this is Detective Sarah Rodriguez. I'm near Williamsburg now, and I've been listening to your show. I need you to tell people this is real. Whatever this is, it's real. Stop telling people it's drugs or deep fakes.
Detective, what are you seeing out there that makes you so certain?
We responded to a disturbance at a bodega on Grand Street 2 hours ago. Suspect attacked the owner, multiple customers. We subdued him. He was unresponsive, barely breathing. EMTs were loading him when, Mike, he woke up, started attacking the paramedics. He didn't respond to the taser. We had to use significant force, and he didn't stop, didn't react to pain, nothing. He wasn't breathing, but he was moving.
What do you mean he woke up?
I mean, his vitals were almost gone, and then they weren't, and he was different. He wasn't like any perp I've ever seen in 15 years on the force. We had to retreat. We are falling back and securing the 84th Precinct now, and we're telling civilians to find a safe place. We can't hold the streets. Not against this. That's all I can say on air, but you need to take this seriously.
Detective Rodriguez, thank you for your service. Please stay safe. Folks, you just heard from law enforcement on the ground. She confirmed the lack of response to pain and the unprecedented aggression. We have to address the emerging pattern here. We are now hearing the word biting in every single report, from Brooklyn to Harlem to the police reports. This isn't just random violence, it's highly focused, and as the detective said, it seems to be spreading.
We need to get back to Marcus, the caller from part 1. He just called back on the main line. Marcus, are you still at Flatbush? What are you seeing?
Jenny, I'm at the back of a pharmacy. They locked the metal gate. It's worse now. The street is full of them. They're dragging people out of their cars. I saw one of them. It was a woman. She was attacking a police officer's neck, right near the entrance to the Grand Central subway ramp. I mean, the officer was screaming, and then he stopped, and she was still biting him. And now she's looking around. They're getting more numerous, and they keep walking even when they get hit by cars.
Marcus, listen to me. Stay calm. Stay where you are. We're going to try to get official help to that area.
They're trying to get in. They're hitting the glass. I gotta go. Tell my wife I love her.
Michael, we lost them. They were hitting the glass.
Okay. We just lost Marcus. That was terrifying. We are running out of time here, folks. Our airwaves are probably the only thing that's still fully functioning. We are going to stay on the air. We are going to try to get that mayor's press conference whenever it finally happens. But in the meantime, the official word is stay indoors. Do not go out to look for family members. Do not go out to get supplies. Whatever this is, it spreads through contact, specifically through bites. We'll be right back with more updates after we try to make contact with the mayor's security detail. Welcome back. It's a little after 1 o'clock on what has become the most horrifying day this city and possibly this country has ever seen. We are going to go straight to a confirmed live audio feed of a mandated emergency broadcast system alert from the governor's office. I mean, get ready, folks. This is a game changer.
This is an official emergency alert from the governor's office. All residents of New York City and the surrounding counties of Westchester, Nassau, and Suffolk are ordered to shelter in place effective immediately. Secure your location. Lock all doors and windows. Do not attempt to travel. Avoid all contact with anyone exhibiting severe fever, aggressive behavior, or unprovoked violence. Law enforcement and military assets are being deployed to maintain order. Do not interfere with authorized personnel. This is not a drill. I repeat, secure your location and await further instructions.
Mike, that's martial law. That's basically martial law. They just locked down the entire metropolitan area.
That's the government having no idea what to do, Jenny. That's the sound of total collapse wrapped up in a polite announcement. They told people to shelter, but they didn't tell them why, which, as we know, has led directly to mass panic. Our news desk is confirming reports of chaos breaking out at every major intersection and every supermarket that hasn't already closed.
We have caller 4 on the line, holding for the last half hour. This is Anna from Astoria. Anna, what are you seeing right now?
I was just trying to get bread. Just bread and water. The Gristettis on 30th Avenue, it's a war zone. People are fighting over bottled water. One woman tried to grab a jar of pickles and someone hit her with a shopping cart. The employees left hours ago. No police anywhere. I mean, the announcement just made it worse. People heard shelter in place and their minds immediately went to, I need food right now. We're not fighting the things outside. We're fighting each other.
Anna, you need to get out of there. Find a safe location and follow the order. The police are overwhelmed. Please do not engage with anyone. We're also getting confirmed reports that the order wasn't just to shelter, it was to stop movement. The Triborough Bridge is closed. The Lincoln and Holland tunnels are closed to all but the emergency vehicles. If you were trying to evacuate the city, you are now trapped. This means thousands of people are stuck in gridlock on the side streets and highways.
And they're stuck right next to those aggressive people? Look, we need to get to the most disturbing information we have received all day. Our producer has managed to get a hold of Dr. Chen, an ER physician from Mount Sinai. Dr. Chen, are you there? We need you to tell our listeners what you told us off air.
Yes, I'm here. Michael, Jenny, I need people to understand what we're seeing. It's not just aggression. It's something unnatural. We've had to convert the entire ground floor into a triage and containment zone. The issue is containment. Patients who were pronounced dead they're moving again, attacking staff. We had to barricade the emergency department doors with gurneys.
Dr. Chen, let me be perfectly clear. You're saying patients who had flatlined, who were confirmed deceased?
I'm saying exactly that. Cardiac arrest, flatlined, time of death called, and then they sit up, and they're not the same. They don't have blood pressure, they don't have a pulse, but they are moving. They are driven by one impulse, to bite and maul. Whatever comes back isn't the person. We don't know if it's a virus, a toxin, or some airborne agent, but the deceased are reanimating, and they're violently attacking. We lost 3 nurses and 2 security guards in the last hour.
Oh my God, this can't be real.
Folks, I don't know what to say here. If what Dr. Chen is telling us is accurate, and we have no reason to doubt a medical professional on the front lines, we need to take this very seriously. This is not just a riot. This is a medical catastrophe beyond anything we have ever conceived. Thank you, Doctor. Please be safe.
Michael, I just got a text. It's from my friend Sarah. She lives in an apartment building in Midtown. She said a group of them, she called them shufflers, got into her building lobby and attacked the doorman. She says she can hear pounding on the door to her floor. I mean, they're not just in the streets anymore. They're getting into the residential buildings.
Okay, we have to keep it together. We have to keep talking. Let's provide some facts. We can confirm that the National Guard is now rolling into Lower Manhattan. They've been sighted near Times Square. That is one official response we can confirm. Let's hope they have the tools to deal with these reanimated people.
What was that?
Power search. Just a search. We're on backup generators, so we should be fine. But that's the first sign of grid instability.
You're telling me that the power grid is starting to go down because of this chaos? If the power goes, we lose communication with the world. We'll be blind.
We're going back to the phone lines. Wait, it's Marcus. Our recurring caller from Brooklyn is back on the line. Marcus, are you there?
Guys, I'm still at the pharmacy. We're in the back storage room. It's dark in here. They've been here for hours. Marcus, where are the buildings secure? Are you safe? No, they got the front door. They're breaking the windows in the stockroom. I can hear them shuffling and groaning right outside the cinder block wall. Look, the whole neighborhood has gone dark now. It's almost sunset. I can hear the sirens stopping. No more police. It's just them. Please, someone tell my family I didn't run. I just got trapped.
Marcus, help is coming. The National Guard.
They're breaking through the back. They're inside. They're screaming. They're inside the store. They're...
Jenny. Marcus. Marcus, can you hear me? Say something.
We've lost the call. Jenny, stop. He's gone.
He was just trying to get home, Michael. He was just a guy trying to get bread.
He was a man trapped in a world that stopped making sense, Jenny. And it's getting dark now. Our city is locked down. The dead are moving. The military is here, but the power is flickering. The phones are going silent. We are Red Zone Radio, and we are now the only voice left in this darkening city. We will be right back after we try to figure out what the hell happens when the sun finally sets on day one. It's now 7:34 p.m. The sun set 20 minutes ago, and the emergency lights across the city are painting a horrifying portrait of what's happening outside. The blackouts are becoming more frequent. We had one just 5 minutes ago that lasted a solid minute. And I'm going to be straight with you folks, we're all scared here. Our producer, Dan, asked if we should evacuate, if we should try to take the generator and move north. Jenny and I decided we're staying put. Someone needs to be on the air.
People need information. They need to know they're not alone. They need to know what's happening. We're staying. We made a choice. We're going to be your eyes and ears tonight. But the darkness is making things worse. The sporadic streetlights are drawing them out. We can see the fires now, too. A deep orange glow coming from what looks like the East Village. Emergency services aren't even responding to fire calls anymore.
That's the sound of the world ending, one city block at a time, folks. Now, before we go back to the phones, there's an update from the government. It's an official, coordinated press release we just received on the wire. And for the first time, they are using clear language. The statement refers to the attackers as the reanimated deceased. They are no longer calling them aggressive subjects or disturbances. They are saying the dead are walking. The medical community has confirmed this is a phenomenon of human remains regaining mobility and seeking victims.
And that's exactly what I'm afraid of, Mike. I haven't been able to reach my mother since noon. She lives in a small co-op in Queens. The cell networks are practically dead out there. I keep trying, but I only get static. I mean, I know she followed the shelter order, but if these things are getting into apartment buildings...
We have to assume the best, Jenny. We have to assume people are safe behind their barricades. We're taking a call now. This is Teresa from the Upper West Side. Teresa, thank you for calling. Are you safe?
Hi, yes, I'm in my apartment on 86th Street, 5th floor. I pushed my couch against the door, like you recommended. I've been watching the street through my kitchen window. I can see them now that the main power's out and it's just moonlight. They must be 50 of them just wandering. They're covered in blood. Some are in hospital gowns. One's wearing a police uniform. And they're gathering where the street lights are completely dead. The darkness doesn't deter them.
Teresa, are your doors locked, windows secured? Do you have supplies?
Everything. I have some canned soup and water, but I'm alone. My roommate went to work this morning and never came back. I don't know if she became one of them. Look, I'm trying not to cry, but I just need to hear a human voice that isn't whispering behind a door.
Teresa, you are doing everything right. You are listening, you are secured, and you are quiet. You are not alone, we are here. Stay on the line with us, we'll check on you periodically. That is exactly the protocol everyone needs to follow tonight.
Teresa, you are doing everything right. You are listening, you are secured, and you are quiet. You are not alone. We are here. Stay on the line with us. We'll check on you periodically. That is exactly the protocol everyone needs to follow tonight. Mike, there's a military bulletin. This is classified, but it's breaking through the official channels now. It's about the National Guard deployment we mentioned earlier. They're saying standard incapacitation methods aren't effective. They're recommending...
Say it, Jenny. What are they recommending?
They're recommending severe head trauma. That's the only way to stop them. The military is engaging the reanimated with headshots only. They have learned from experience that the body does not matter. It's the brain.
So, we're really talking about the dead walking, and the only way to stop them is to destroy the brain. We have to put a bullet through the skull of something that was once a person, because a shot to the chest won't even slow it down. The rule of engagement is fundamentally changed. This is not a human enemy.
And what about the people who don't have weapons? The people trapped in their homes? They're defenseless.
We're going to stay focused on the facts. We're now getting reports from Canal Street. The National Guard set up a major checkpoint, but it's already under sustained attack. The reports say the soldiers are trying to fight them off without resorting to the protocol, but they're quickly running out of time and patience. We'll try to get an on-the-ground report, but our reporters can't risk their lives for audio.
Jenny, we're getting a rapid-fire succession of texts and calls. People are hearing us, and they are starting to use the language of the movies. They're putting a name to the horror.
Let's go to the phones. Jake from the Bronx is on the line. Jake, you sound highly distressed. Are you safe?
They're zombies. Just say it. They're fucking zombies. My dad is one. He died this morning from a bite, and he came back and he killed my mom. Stop dancing around it. We all know what it is. This is like something from a movie, but it's real. You're telling me that I have to use a baseball bat on my own father's head?
Jake, where are you right now? Are you safe? You need to stay calm.
I locked myself in the bathroom. The door has a flimsy lock. I can hear him outside the door. It sounds like him, that shuffling, but it's not. It's not my dad anymore. I can hear him scratching the wood. I mean, he's dead, but he won't leave.
Jake, please, stay quiet. Move away from the door. Do you have anything you can push up against it? Anything heavy?
He's trying to get in. I hear the noise. I'm going to.
Jake,
Jake?
Another one. We just listened to another person lose their life because we couldn't help them. I mean, we told Marcus to hide, and we told Jake to push furniture. What kind of help is that?
That is the only help we have left to give, Jenny. Information and the truth. Jake called them zombies. The military is calling them reanimated deceased. The distinction doesn't matter anymore. What matters is that tonight we are isolated, we are trapped, and the creatures that were once our neighbors are roaming the city. The lights are failing. The military is fighting a losing battle at every checkpoint. We're entering a new phase of this crisis. We will be right back with more reports, hoping that some good news breaks through this suffocating darkness. It's 6:47 a.m. The sun's finally coming up over the East River. We made it through the night. Jenny and I have been here for 24 hours straight. We're running on sheer willpower, bad coffee, and the hum of this old generator. The main power grid is gone in almost all 5 boroughs, folks. If you can hear us, you're either close to a surviving substation or, like us, running on fumes and backup power.
We've been trying to keep the lines open for those of you who managed to secure a landline or a low-band radio. Teresa, you've been our lifeline up on the Upper West Side, checking in every hour. Are you still with us?
Still here, still barricaded. I saw the sun, and I actually felt like I could breathe for a minute. But I can see them better now with the light, Michael. They're everywhere. There's more than last night. They're just standing, shuffling in the middle of Broadway. So many more. I mean, I can count 3 people I recognize from my building, just gone now, walking outside.
Teresa, hold tight. The light brings no safety, only clarity. We're getting an update right now. An official emergency broadcast just came in, breaking through the white noise on our government channels. Everyone, listen closely.
Attention, attention. This message is from the Department of Defense and local authorities. Southern Manhattan, specifically all zones below Canal Street, is designated for military evacuation beginning 0900 hours. Residents must proceed immediately on foot to designated evacuation points at Battery Park and the South Street Seaport. Bring only what you can carry. This is a mandatory evacuation order. Northern Manhattan, the Bronx, Queens, Brooklyn, and Staten Island are designated red zones. Shelter-in-place orders remain in effect. Do not attempt to travel from red zones.
Mike, we're in Midtown. We're in the red zone.
We stay. They're evacuating the financial district. They're giving up on the rest of us. If we evacuate, this station goes dark, and millions lose their only source of verified information. People need us now more than ever.
You're right. Look, let's use this chance to solidify the facts. The last vestiges of official denial are gone. We need to be blunt.
Folks, I'm going to give you the information we have, confirmed by multiple sources, including the military's current rules of engagement. This is the truth, and it's horrifying. If someone is bitten, they will succumb to the infection. Death occurs within approximately 3 to 12 hours, depending on the severity of the wound. Once dead, they will reanimate within minutes. The reanimated are drawn to noise, movement, and the presence of living people. They don't tire, they don't sleep, they don't stop. Destroying the brain is the only way to end them. Do not engage the body.
This morning, we're seeing the results of those facts. Reports are coming in from around the country, not just New York. People are starting to fight back, Mike. We're hearing about survivor groups forming.
Tell me.
A caller from Detroit reported that his neighbors used cars to barricade an entire cul-de-sac. Another report on a ham radio frequency said a community in Philadelphia secured a large warehouse and are sharing supplies. People are finally realizing that emergency services aren't coming, and the only solution is themselves. I mean, that's the American spirit, isn't it? When the system fails, people step up.
We need to amplify that. If you are safe, secure your block. We need to start thinking like survivors.
Wait, hold on. Mike, I got a signal. I just got a text message through. It's my mom.
Jen? Seriously? That's fantastic.
She's alive. She's safe. She's with neighbors in her apartment building in Flushing, Queens. The building super, Mr. Petrov, they barricaded the main doors with sandbags and furniture. They've shut off the stairwell access. She said they have a week's worth of supplies and they're sharing. She's terrified, but she's safe.
That's great news, Jen. That's the first real spark of hope we've had in hours. That tells us people can survive this.
She said the sound of the screaming has stopped in her area, but she can hear distant gunfire. That must be the military fighting in other parts of Queens.
It is, and the chaos in southern Manhattan is only going to get worse as people try to reach those evacuation points. But let's go back to Teresa for a moment. Teresa, you're looking out on 86th Street. What does the city look like right now, in the light?
The smoke is thick. I can see the source of the fire in the East Village. Several apartment buildings burning. The streets are littered with abandoned cars, bodies, and them. It looks like a storm came through and just shredded everything. The volume of them is the scariest part. They're clustered and they keep shuffling towards any loud noise they hear. I hear faint military helicopters far south, probably around the Battery Park zone. It's devastating, Michael. Utterly devastating.
Thank you, Teresa. Thank you for staying with us. We're going to ask you to hang tight, check back in with us in a half hour. Folks, look outside. This is day 2. The sky is clear, the sun is shining, but the city has been fundamentally altered. We are now in a red zone, abandoned by the government for tactical reasons. It's up to us to survive. We'll be right back with reports on the evacuation chaos at Canal Street and what other cities across America are doing to fight back. Welcome back to Red Zone Radio. It's early afternoon on day 2, and the grim reality of the red zone is setting in. Earlier this morning, the military announced a mandatory evacuation for the tip of southern Manhattan, areas below Canal Street, designating Battery Park and South Street Seaport as the retrieval points. This was supposed to be the first successful step toward containment. I mean, it's a disaster.
We are getting continuous, frantic reports from the area. There was no order. There was no control. As soon as people started gathering at the seaport, the reanimated converged. They are attracted to noise, and thousands of desperate people made a massive amount of noise.
We have a caller who was there. She managed to find a working landline nearby. This is Michelle. Michelle, you sound like you're screaming over chaos. What is happening at Battery Park?
The evacuation's a death trap. There's thousands of them. They came out of the subway tunnels and the abandoned cars. The soldiers are shooting, but there's too many. They're pushing people off the docks.
Michelle, are the boats loading? Is the military maintaining order?
The boats are leaving. They're leaving half full. They pulled the ramps up. There are people swimming in the water. They're leaving people. They just pulled out and sailed away. I saw a woman get pulled down by the water's edge.
The boats are leaving? They abandoned the citizens?
I can't. There's nowhere to... Oh, God. One grabbed...
She's gone. I mean, that was the official plan, Michael. That was the government's escape route, and they just left them to die.
The government said they had a plan. They said the evacuation would be orderly. They lied. Or they were incompetent. And now people are dead because they tried to follow instructions. Look, we have to assume that any official evacuation is now a trap.
Not just the dead, Mike. We're hearing reports of riots breaking out in Brooklyn over food and shelter. People are looting pharmacies and attacking neighbors for canned goods. The fear is turning people on each other.
We have to shift focus. Survival, not rescue. We have a new caller on the line. He identifies himself as David, a former EMT. David, thank you for calling in.
Michael, Jenny, this is David. I've been listening from a secure location in the West Village. Stop telling people to wait for help. Help isn't coming. The military just got massacred trying to execute a failed plan. People need practical survival information.
Michael, yes, David, please. This is the most crucial information we can broadcast right now. What should people know?
First, secure your location. Multiple barriers on doors. Windows blocked completely. Use heavy curtains or blankets to prevent them from being drawn to movement. Second, make noise discipline a priority. They are attracted to sound. Do not use televisions or loud radios. Your voice is fine, Michael, because you're in a contained building, but don't scream. Third, ration food and water immediately. Assume you're on your own for at least 6 months. Fourth, and this is the hardest part, if someone is bitten, isolate them, or make hard choices fast.
Hard choices.
Yes, you have maybe 6 hours before they turn. You cannot afford sentiment. One infected person inside your safe zone will wipe out everyone. This is survival now. Sentiment gets people killed. Thank you, David. That is the grim truth, folks. We can no longer sugarcoat this. Your safety depends on your immediate, decisive action.
What was that?
That was the basement door. We reinforced it, but the undead are at street level, Jenny. They can still hear the generator and the tower. Dan, go check the security cameras on the street.
Look, Michael, we need to talk about what they're doing to contain us. The government just issued a statement. They announced NYC is being contained.
Contained? What the hell does that mean?
It means they're holding the bridges. They're holding the George Washington Bridge, the Tappan Zee, not to let people in, but to prevent the infected from spreading to New Jersey and upstate. They are sacrificing us. They're trying to quarantine the entire city.
We are cut off. We are sealed in. They failed to save us, and now they are making sure none of us escape.
I keep thinking about the kids, Michael. The children who are in these barricaded apartments. What are parents supposed to tell their children? How do you explain that Grandma came back wrong? That Daddy might...
We're gonna take a moment. We're all human here. We're all terrified. Jenny, take the time you need. If anyone in authority is listening, if anyone at FEMA, the military command, or the government can hear this, Red Zone Radio is still on the air. New York City is dying. The evacuation failed. You lied to people and you sent them to a massacre. We need real help. We need a real plan. Or for God's sakes, we need you to tell us that we're on our own so we can stop waiting for rescue that isn't coming. We are organizing the survivors. We will not be silenced.
Michael, Teresa is calling back on the priority line.
I heard the noise in your studio. Are you okay? I'm watching the street. There are more of them near your building. They're drawn to the noise. Please be careful. You're all we have left.
Thank you, Teresa. We're fortifying the building now. We're staying put. We'll be right back with more survival tips and a report on what's happening in other American cities, because this cannot just be happening here. Day 3 of the outbreak. This is Michael Hale, Red Zone Radio. It's early morning, and the sun is once again showing us the devastation of this red zone they've abandoned us in. The good news is, we're still here. Our main entrance is barricaded with everything we could find. The reanimated deceased are confirmed at street level, drawn by the tower and the generator noise. They're pressing against the reinforced doors, but they haven't breached us yet.
And you're not just listening to Mike and me anymore. We wanted to formally introduce the rest of the crew who are keeping this lifeline going. We're safe, but we're a team. We have producer Dan, who's managing the wires and keeping us sane. We have our engineer Luis, who is the only reason we have power and a signal. And our intern, Aisha, who is handling communications, desperately trying to sort through the flood of messages.
Yeah, if I'd known radio would be this exciting, I'd have become an accountant. Seriously though, this generator is running hotter than I like, so let's keep it tight. We're all in this together, folks. This is your lifeline, and we won't abandon you. We're moving into a more systematic approach now. Survival is about routine. We have our first official daily survival tips segment from David, our former EMT caller from the West Village. David, you have the floor.
Good morning, survivors. Today's survival tip, water purification. If your tap runs dry, which is happening across the city due to grid failure, you need a plan. Option 1, boiling. Boil any suspect water for 10 minutes to kill most pathogens. Requires fuel, requires time. Option 2, bleach. Standard household non-scented bleach. 8 drops per gallon of water, stir, and wait 30 minutes. Find bleach in any building's cleaning supplies closet. This information might save your life, so pay attention. Clean water is more important than food right now. Don't risk dehydration or sickness. Back to you, Michael.
That is practical, life-saving information. Thank you, David. Now, let's go to one of our success stories. Teresa from the Upper West Side has organized her building. Teresa, what's the situation like now that you're working as a group?
Michael, Jenny, we've formalized things. We're 12 survivors now. We've pooled all the food from all 12 apartments, and we're rationing it. We're rotating watch, 4-hour shifts on the landing, listening to the stairwell. Mrs. Park from 3B was a nurse at St. Luke's. She's our medical resource. Tom from 7C was Army infantry. He's our security. We're making decisions together. The stress is still here, but it's replaced by a grim sense of purpose. We're making it work.
That's amazing, Teresa. That's exactly what people need to do. Find each other. Work together. We're hearing similar reports from the other boroughs, groups forming in schools, churches, and apartment complexes. In the Bronx, a group has taken over a municipal building. In Staten Island, we hear a small militia has formed around a local community center. The will to survive is strong, folks.
We're continuing to track information from separated families. Lisa from Astoria is still looking for her sister Maria, last known location near Roosevelt Hospital before the chaos. James in Staten Island is looking for his elderly parents in Murray Hill. Sarah is desperate for any news from PS 116 in Queens. Her daughter Emma was there when lockdown began. I'll keep reading these. Maybe someone hears. Maybe families reconnect. This radio signal is your only connection to the outside world.
We have to address the most controversial but necessary topic now. The reality of being bitten. We've received calls and texts all morning about what to do. This is a topic that divides people, and I have to be the one to give you the harsh truth.
Michael, you said yesterday that if someone's bitten, you gotta make hard choices. My son was bitten. He's 12. He's my son. I can't do what you're saying. I can't lock him up. He's asking for me. He's running a fever now.
Frank. I can't tell you what to do with your family. I won't. But I can tell you what the military learned and what the doctors confirmed. Your son will die. And what comes back won't be him. It will be a violent, reanimated creature driven to attack and infect. If you can't make that choice, you need to secure yourself and leave before he turns.
He's 12 years old. He's my baby boy. I know. I know the pain you're feeling right now is unbearable. But you have to survive. You have to keep living for the person your son was. If you can't bring yourself to end it, Frank, lock him somewhere he can't hurt anyone, a closet, a bathroom, and leave that place immediately. You can grieve. You can hate me for saying this, but you have to survive. That is the only mandate left.
Mike, we just lost a little pressure. That's the fuel supply running lower than I like. I mean, we're burning through this faster than I anticipated. We need to start conserving now.
Okay, Lewis, we'll limit our broadcast hours starting tonight. Folks, we need to be transparent. Our generator fuel is running low. We may have to transition to short, intense bursts of broadcasting to conserve power. If we go silent for a few hours, don't panic. We'll be back. We are not abandoning you, but we are running unlimited resources, just like you.
On a more positive note, Aisha just confirmed something huge. We're getting persistent rumors of safe zones forming outside of the red zone, places where the military successfully held the line. There's mention of a survivor community being established in Syracuse, New York, and a successful quarantine effort in western Pennsylvania. This tells us the entire country isn't lost. There are places where people are surviving and organizing.
We need to verify those safe zones. That's the focus of our broadcast tonight. Survival is possible. Community is possible, but it requires the hardest choices and the most brutal dedication. We are Red Zone Radio, operating in Fortress Radio, and we will talk you through the night. Stay secured, stay silent, and we'll be right back. This is Red Zone Radio, broadcasting from the heart of the quarantine zone. It's been 1 week. 7 days since the morning everything changed. 7 days since the official lie about violent disturbances. We've seen the collapse of emergency services, the failure of the military, and the total abandonment of this city by our government. I've been thinking about who we were last Monday, the things we worried about. Traffic, coffee, whether the Knicks would ever be good again. Feels like a lifetime ago.
We're different people now. All of us listening, all of us here in this broadcast booth. We're survivors. And that means something. It means we adapt, we make do, and we keep fighting. We are now operating on a reduced 6-hour daily broadcast schedule to conserve the precious fuel for our generator. If we're silent, we're saving power, but we'll be back.
We've established a routine now. Survival is dependent on routine. We have our established segments, David's Survival Hour, Teresa's Community Check-In, and our family messages. But first, we want to share something big. Luis, our engineer, managed to get a sustained signal from outside the red zone.
Yeah, Mike. For a solid 5 minutes, I had them. Confirmed long-distance radio contact with a group of survivors in Newark, New Jersey. They've taken over a police precinct and are holding strong. They're running a small transmitter, and they confirmed disinfection. They called them shamblers, is nationwide. But they're organizing. They wanted us to broadcast this. They are looking for medical personnel and engineers.
That is huge. That means there are pockets of organized resistance, not just here. Aisha, what's the status of the family messages?
We're getting fewer messages, but they're more desperate. Mostly people in the red zone trying to confirm if family made it out before the bridges closed. I mean, I never thought I'd be doing this. I was supposed to start college this fall. NYU. I had my dorm assignment. Now I'm barricaded in a radio station, helping broadcast survival tips. It's insane. But I'm glad I'm here. Glad I'm not alone.
We're glad you're here too, Aisha. Now let's go to Dan, our producer. Dan, you had an update for us today.
Got confirmation today. Through that same long-distance signal, actually. My brother Tom was at the Battery Park evacuation, tried to help get kids onto the boats. Witnesses say he didn't make it. So yeah, Tom's gone.
Dan, I'm sorry. You want to take time away from the board?
No, I want to work. Work keeps me sane. Tom would want me to keep people informed, so that's what I'm doing. We're going to David's survival hour now.
Week 1, survival check. This is where the long game starts. Food inventory. Calculate calories, ration accordingly. Water sources. Are your bathtubs filled? Do you have a rain collection system set up? Security. Are your multiple barriers still intact? Most importantly, mental health. Are you talking to other survivors? Isolation kills as surely as them. Stay connected. Stay human. And one more thing. We are seeing 2 types of the reanimated. The shufflers, the slow ones, and the runners. Be aware of both.
Community update from the Upper West Side. Our building is stable. We lost Mr. Wilson on day 4. Heart attack. Natural causes. We were able to handle it before he turned. We followed David's advice. We're down to about 3 weeks of food if we ration hard. We're starting a garden project on the top floor with soil and supplies from the abandoned hardware store next door. It's something. It's hope.
That is incredible, Teresa. That ingenuity is what will save us. I mean, we need to take a page from your book right now. We have a problem here at the station. We need supplies.
That's right. We're at a critical point. The water we took from the upper floors is gone. We need supplies from the 3rd floor. That's where the old break room and a rarely used supply closet are. Louis says there's a pallet of bottled water and probably some of that terrible powdered coffee from the holiday party and some MREs. But we have to go through the stairwell. There's maybe 3 or 4 between here and there, based on the shuffling sounds and the low-frequency vibrations I'm picking up. Maybe more. The lower floors are pitch black. Jenny, I should...
Mike, you're the voice. You're the reason people turn on their radios. If something happens to you, the broadcast dies. Dan needs to manage the wire, and Lewis needs to run the signal. Aisha and I are going. We're smaller, we're quieter, and we'll stick to the walls. Lewis guides us by radio from here. Dan and you stay on air. We need that water.
Okay, be careful. Aisha, you stay right behind Jenny. Godspeed. Welcome back. We've had a brief segment break while our team was otherwise occupied.
We're back. We got 12 gallons of water, and there was a whole box of granola bars someone stashed in the storage room. And I did it. I actually crept past one of them in the hallway. It was 3 feet away, just standing there, and it didn't notice us.
Luis, your directions were perfect. Dan, Mike, we did it. First successful supply mission. We have enough to keep the broadcast going for another week, maybe more. I mean, it's a small victory, but it feels massive right now.
Welcome back, both of you. Don't ever scare me like that again. That feeling of uncertainty, it was almost worse than the screaming. But you did it. And that's the new normal. Small victories, and relying on the people next to you. Good morning, survivors. It's day 10, and today the news is good. We're not isolated anymore. We're a community. We're now in sustained radio contact with 5 separate survivor groups across the city. We've got Teresa's building on the Upper West Side, David's medical group holding out at Mount Sinai, a church community in Brooklyn, a secured apartment building in Astoria, and as of this morning, a group that successfully secured a high school in Queens. The darkness is lifting, folks.
That network is already proving its worth. The latest report from the Queens group, the military is announcing an airdrop, confirmed, for Central Park, Sheep Meadow, tomorrow at noon. The payload is reported to be food, water, medical supplies, batteries, and crucial communication equipment.
That's 12 blocks from here. 12 blocks through streets full of them. Every survivor in Manhattan will be trying to reach that drop. It's a huge concentration risk. They'll swarm the area.
It's dangerous, possibly suicidal. The risk of one of us getting caught or getting bitten is enormous. We just had our first successful supply run, and that was just down to the 3rd floor. This is open-air, high-traffic territory.
It's also supplies that could keep us alive for months. Medical gear for when one of us or one of our community gets hurt. Batteries to keep broadcasting. We can't hide in here forever, Mike. We're rationing water drops. We're hungry. At some point, we have to take risks or we slowly die in here behind this barricade.
We've been safe for 12 days precisely because we stayed put. My job is to maintain the broadcast. Yours is to help me. We don't risk the lifeline for a few crates of canned goods.
Safe isn't the same as surviving, Mike. If we run out of fuel, the broadcast dies anyway. If Luis gets a bad fever and we have no meds, the broadcast dies. This is a calculation of need versus risk, and the need is outweighing the risk right now.
Hey, we're a team. Maybe we put it to a vote. We're all in this together. No single person makes this call.
I vote we go. We can plan it perfectly. David can watch our route. Jenny's right. We need those batteries.
If we can get batteries, I can get us off the generator schedule entirely for a few days. Yeah, I'm in.
Same. Mike?
Okay. We planned this right. We take the smallest, fastest route. 2 people maximum. David, you still on the line with the medical group?
I heard the whole conversation. I agree with Jenny. You have to move. I can see Central Park from the higher floors here at Mount Sinai. I'll be your eyes. I'll talk you through the best route and keep an eye on the concentrations of the reanimated. Let's do this. Let's make this work.
They should have been back 10 minutes ago. Luis, Jenny, Aisha, give me a sign. Anything.
Mike, we're back. We're in the building. We made it to the elevator lobby.
Thank God. Get up here, now.
I'm okay. It grabbed me on the run back, in that alley off 57th. But I got loose. My arm's bleeding pretty bad.
Was it a bite? Luis? Was it a bite? Tell me the truth.
No, scratches. Just deep gouges on the forearm. I pushed it back with the side of the crate. I'm sure. I saw the teeth. They didn't break the skin.
Get him to the floor. Dan, get the drop bag. David, we need help. Luis is injured. Deep gouges on his forearm. Bleeding heavily. What do we do?
David first, stay calm. Scratches do not transmit. We've confirmed only bites. That is a fact. Stop the bleeding. Clean the wound thoroughly. You got the medical supplies from the airdrop?
Yes, we got the crate.
Get the military antiseptic. Use all of it. Pour it straight into the wound. This is going to hurt, Lewis, but it's necessary to prevent infection. Then pressure bandage. Aisha, Jenny, one of you talk to him. Keep him focused on something else.
Hey, Luis, remember when you said being an accountant would have been boring? This exciting enough for you?
Remind me to switch careers after the apocalypse.
Just get it over with, Jenny.
Okay, Lewis, hold on.
Folks, we had a successful run. We have supplies. We have batteries. But we also have a medical emergency right here in the studio. This is the new reality. Risk and reward. Survival is possible, but it comes with a cost. We're going to take a brief segment break while we treat Lewis. When we return, we'll detail the supplies we retrieved and talk about what this means for our broadcast schedule. I mean, we're alive, we're stronger, but we're also wounded. Welcome back to Red Zone Radio. It's day 14, and we've crossed the 2-week survival milestone. 2 weeks ago today, the world ended. Not completely. We're still here, talking to you from behind our barricades, but the world we knew is gone. I think we all, on some level, kept expecting rescue, expecting this to be temporary. I don't think it is anymore.
That realization is hard, but it's vital. We need to stop waiting for the cavalry and start thinking long term. I mean, survival isn't about avoiding them. It's about establishing a life, however strange, that is sustainable. And that means community.
Michael, Jenny, we did it. We need to share this. After connecting with David's group and getting some advice, we reached out to the building on 85th Street. We just completed our first successful inter-building supply exchange. We got a rope and pulley system working between the rooftops. The Martinez family had medical supplies and some extra fuel, and we had extra canned food. We completed our first trade without anyone having to risk the street. This could work everywhere.
Teresa, that is ingenuity born of necessity. That is how people survive. That's the spark of hope we need.
If survivor groups can link up across the rooftops, share resources, and establish communication, we could create actual, viable supply networks, safe zones connected above street level. Our radio network is no longer just a place for information. It's the hub of a logistical system.
Exactly. I want to propose we formalize this. Red Zone Radio needs to facilitate a supply exchange board. We take requests and offers and connect groups who have surpluses with groups who have needs. Our goal is to expand Teresa's success into a city-wide trading system.
We need a scientist. We need someone who can put some context to what we're seeing, even if they don't have a cure. We have a new caller on the line, Dr. Rebecca Lynn. Dr. Lynn, where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Dr. Rebecca Lynn. I'm secure in a small lab near Columbia University. I was a virologist before this. I've been studying what limited information and samples my colleagues and I could gather. I need to be clear. I don't have answers or a cure, but the behavior patterns, the non-fatal transmission via bites, the reanimation, this is beyond anything in existing literature. Whether it's biological, chemical, or something else entirely, we're not going to develop a cure in isolated pockets.
So, Dr. Lin, to translate that for our survivors, are you saying there's no going back, no cure, no return to normal?
I'm saying we need to stop waiting for rescue and start building sustainable survival. That's our reality now. This phenomenon is permanent. The government isn't coming back. We have to become a new society.
Thank you, Doctor. That harsh clarity is what we needed to hear. The expectation of temporary is now gone. And with that permanence comes a need to grieve and a need to remember. I'm going to do something tonight. A memorial hour. People need to say goodbye. If you lost someone, call in or text us their name. We remember them. We honor them. Then we keep surviving. because they can't. We carry their names with us. Thomas Baker, Dan's brother, died at Battery Park trying to save children. Maria Santos, nurse at Bellevue Hospital. Frank Sullivan's son, David, 12 years old, lost in the Bronx. Elizabeth Chen, Marcus from Brooklyn's mother. We remember their kindness, their lives, and the world they belonged to. We carry them with us.
Mike, Jenny, I need an emergency cut. The generator's failing. It just spiked and dropped. It's completely overheated. We're losing power.
Folks, we may go dark. If we do,
No! Luis, come on! We can fix this! We have tools from the airdrop. We have that field repair kit.
Aisha, I'm an audio engineer. I'm not a diesel mechanic.
But you're an engineer, and I took auto shop in high school because I was the only girl and I wanted to prove a point. I know how to check the fuel pump and the cooling lines. Between us, we figure it out. We are not losing this station.
it's 4:30 a.m. And if you're hearing me, you know what happened.
We're back online. It took 2 replacement filters and a whole lot of duct tape and prayer, but she's running smooth. It's not pretty, but it'll hold.
I'm covered in grease, and I haven't slept in 30 hours, and I just saved a radio station during the zombie apocalypse. My high school counselor said auto shop wouldn't be useful.
You two kept us alive. The station, the broadcast, the network, it all depends on this equipment. You're heroes. You faced down the one enemy we couldn't shoot, the end of our lifeline, and you won. We survived this long because of the strength of our community and the dedication of this team. We'll be here when the sun rises. Good morning, survivors. It's late October, and for the first time since the outbreak began, we're not just fighting the dead, we're fighting the seasons. The first frost hit the city last night. It was 34 degrees this morning. Winter is coming, and that brings a whole new level of challenge to surviving in a city without power.
We need to talk about heat, insulation, and cold weather survival. We were lucky to have a mild 2 weeks, but that luck is running out. We've got David on the line with an immediate report from his medical group at Mount Sinai. David, what are you seeing now that the temperature has dropped?
We had 2 injuries yesterday that weren't from the reanimated. Frostbite and hypothermia from a simple supply run. The undead don't seem affected by cold. They are already dead. They don't shiver. They don't tire. But we are fragile. Moving through the reanimated is already dangerous. Doing it in bulky winter clothing that restricts movement and dampens sound makes it deadly. The cold adds a compounding threat to every single action we take.
That means we need to adapt fast. If you have experience with winter survival, cold weather camping, heating without power, we need you to call in. We're creating a knowledge base right now. Our lives may depend on your expertise.
This is Frank from the Lower East Side. Used to winter camp up in the Adirondacks. Body heat is king. The first thing you need is insulation from the ground. Cardboard, old newspapers, blankets, pile it up to create a barrier. Layer clothing. Don't use cotton. Wool stays warm even when wet. If you've got multiple people, sleeping in the same room shares heat efficiently. Block off unused rooms, create a core warm space, and spend all your time there to conserve fuel.
Hello, this is Yuki. I'm in Manhattanville. In Japan, we use kotatsu. It is a heated table with a blanket over it. You can make a small version. Any heat source, candles,
hot stones, under the table with blankets or curtains around the sides keeps people warm with minimal fuel. You heat the people, not the entire room.
That's brilliant, Yuki. Small space heating and targeted warmth. Dan, Aisha, are you getting all these practical tips logged? We need to disseminate this immediately to all our community groups.
Speaking of community, the stress of this prolonged survival is starting to cause internal conflict. Teresa, you called in earlier with a tough situation. What happened?
Michael, we had our first real fight. Tom is an ex-army guy. His family of 5 is cramped in a studio apartment. He wanted to force someone to give up their bigger apartment because his family needs more space for the good of the group. It got heated. We had to vote among the 12 of us. The majority said no, that property rights must be maintained for stability. Tom's angry, but he's accepting it. It's hard. We're all stressed and tired, and the cold is making people desperate.
That's civilization, Teresa. Disagreement, democratic process, accepting outcomes you don't like. You are creating a society based on rules, not force. You're doing it exactly right. Hold on to that structure.
Jenny, the threats aren't just coming from inside the buildings or from the cold. We have a new warning. Maria from the Bronx is calling in. Maria, you sound terrified. What are you seeing?
There's a group of men raiding buildings. They're alive. They've got weapons, guns, axes. They hit the building next to us 2 days ago. They took all their food, beat someone who resisted. They're organized. We're barricading against the dead and the living now. They come in the dark, when the dead are drawn to the shadows.
We've had similar unconfirmed reports. Now confirmed. Desperation makes people dangerous. The living pose as great a threat as the dead now. Survivor groups need to be prepared for human threats too. Security has to be 24/7.
Red Zone Radio. Red Zone Radio. This is station WQBK Albany. Do you copy? We are receiving your transmission in patches. Over.
Mike, we copy. WQBK, this is Red Zone. First outside NYC connection. We copy loud and clear.
Albany here. We've been monitoring. We want you to know, New York City is under federal quarantine. No one is permitted in or out. The bridges are being held. The provisional capital is operating from Colorado. The eastern seaboard is largely a hot zone. The Midwest has scattered outbreaks. West Coast communication has been lost for weeks. You're isolated, but you're not alone. Other cities have survivor networks too.
So, the whole country is dealing with this? And the government? They're operating from Colorado?
That is confirmed. Their focus is containment and establishing fortified zones inland. The coastal cities are being considered lost. But we're relaying your signal west. Other survivors need to know someone's still fighting, that someone is still talking. Keep broadcasting.
They've given up on us. They've just walled us off. Do we stay? Do we try to leave?
They may have drawn a line around us, but they haven't beaten us. We have a network, we have supplies, and we have a radio signal. We will keep broadcasting. WQBK, we will talk again. We're staying put, and we're building something new right here. This is Michael Hale, Red Zone Radio. 30 days, 1 month, a complete revolution of the calendar since the world we knew, the world of taxis and skyscrapers and 8 million people, vanished. I've been crunching the best numbers our entire network can muster. NYC had 8 million people. We're now in regular, reliable contact with maybe 40,000 survivors across all 5 boroughs. Maybe there are more we haven't reached. Maybe. But those numbers, that is the brutal reality we're facing.
But those are 40,000 people who didn't give up, who barricaded their doors, who found each other, who built something out of nothing. That's worth recognizing, Michael. That's a new society forming. We are the backbone of that new society.
And that society needs a voice. We're dedicating this hour to our first citywide town hall broadcast. We've got 7 different communities on the line, sharing their status and their strategies. Teresa, you're first. Upper West Side, what's your status?
We're at 23 people now. We successfully linked with the building next door, as planned, and we're sharing resources over the rooftop system. I was elected community coordinator last week. We're trying to keep things democratic. We've got food for about 2 more months, and our water collection system is working well. 3 floors of our building are secured and winterized. I mean, we're stable. We're a proper community.
Mount Sinai Group, 41 people. Our capability is advancing. Yesterday, we performed an emergency appendectomy using the field supplies from the airdrop, with 2 pre-med students assisting. The patient survived and is recovering. We are becoming a functional, self-sustaining medical center. We're prioritizing basic hygiene and trauma care training for all our network members.
Church of the Holy Redeemer, 57 souls. And we're not just surviving, we're growing. We're running a school for the 12 children we have here. They need education. They need normalcy. Sister Mary's teaching math and reading. I'm doing history and civics. It matters. We're maintaining our humanity. Church of the Holy Redeemer, 57 souls. And we're not just surviving, we're growing. We're running a school for the 12 children we have here. They need education. They need normalcy. Sister Mary's teaching math and reading. I'm doing history and civics. It matters. We're maintaining our humanity.
Pastor, if it's okay, can we hear from the children?
Hi, I'm Sophie. I'm in 4th grade. Sort of. We do school on the roof now, because it's the safest place to be. I miss my old school and my friends who moved away, but Miss Mary is nice, and we learn things. My mom says we're learning to be brave.
You're doing great, Sophie. All you kids are so brave. And thank you, Pastor. That voice of the next generation, that's why we keep this signal alive.
Speaking of signals, Pastor, David, Teresa, I've prepared a basic guide. I can broadcast step-by-step instructions on basic radio repair and signal boosting so you can set up secondary low-power stations in your own communities. It'll make our network more resilient. I'll walk you through how to use salvaged car batteries to run a low-power transmitter.
That's the key to survival, folks. Decentralization. We're sharing power. Luis will run that segment in the next hour.
Jenny, can I say something personal on air? Something that needs to be said?
Sure, Mike. The whole city's listening, but go ahead.
Before this, I was divorced, living alone in a sterile apartment, going through the motions of a career I took for granted. I'd forgotten what it meant to need people, to be part of something bigger than a paycheck. This team, you, Dan, Louis, Aisha, you've become my family. And Jenny specifically, I just wanted you to know that that means everything to me. We wouldn't have made it to 30 days without you.
Mike, we're all family now. Everyone listening, everyone surviving. We're connected in ways we never were before. This crisis took everything from us, but it gave us each other. The old life is gone, and the new one is built on the people sitting next to you. I mean, we rely on each other to live. That's a powerful bond. Things seem a bit intense here. If you two need some privacy to talk, I can step out for a moment.
Folks, breaking news from our external contact in Albany. There's a major storm system heading our way. Nor'easter. Could hit the city within 48 hours. We need everyone to prepare, secure windows, store water, bring in anything that could blow away. David, medical perspective.
Clinical. This is extremely serious. Hypothermia is the biggest risk. Also, serious injuries from wind-blown debris. Check your shelter integrity now, not during the storm. If you have to move, do it now. If you stay, seal your core safe zone against the cold and wet.
Michael, someone's suggesting we do Thanksgiving on the air, like a community gathering over the radio. Everyone shares what they're grateful for, what they've managed to save, or what they've built.
I like that. I like that a lot. We maintain culture, traditions. We maintain our humanity. We're not just surviving. We're building something that lasts. Let's do it. We'll call it the First Survivors Thanksgiving. We'll be here. This is Red Zone Radio, Day 32. The nor'easter is here. It is directly over Manhattan. We are broadcasting on backup battery power, running on borrowed time. Wind speeds are consistently over 70 miles per hour. If you can hear us, secure everything. Stay away from windows. Stay safe.
The wind just took a sheet of metal off the skyscraper next door. We're barricaded in the core of the building. Luis, how long can we hold the signal?
Maybe 30 minutes on the battery. The generator's taking a beating out there. I don't know if the exhaust pipe will hold.
We're back. This is Red Zone. We lost power for 6 hours. That was terrifying. Being in the pitch black in the core of the building with them shuffling around on the lower floors. I mean, the darkness makes them feel closer.
Generator's damaged. The wind tore through some of the weatherproofing. I managed to get it running, but we've got maybe 4 hours of broadcast time daily now, maximum, until we can attempt a full repair. We have to conserve.
We need to check the network. Teresa, if you can hear us, respond. Upper West Side Group, anyone, respond.
No contact for 18 hours. Last we heard, they were securing the upper floors for the storm. Their building is higher, more exposed to the wind.
Michael, Jenny, this is David, Mount Sinai. Our group is stable, minor water damage. But I'm watching the street. The undead, I mean. They're just standing in the storm, not seeking shelter. Getting blown around, knocked down by debris, and just standing back up. They don't feel cold. They don't avoid danger. That's an advantage they have. The weather affects us, the living, not them.
The weather is an ally to them. It cripples us while they simply endure it.
Contact. Michael. Teresa's group is responding. Red Zone, we're here. We're safe. We're stable. But we took heavy damage. We lost 6 people. The roof collapsed on the 3rd floor, storm damage. We couldn't get to them in time. Buildings damaged, but stable. We're alive.
Teresa, we are so glad to hear your voice. We're so sorry for your loss. We thought
the storm killed more of us in 3 days than the dead did in a month. Natural causes, roof collapse, hypothermia. I mean, the reanimated are a constant threat. But winter and weather are the silent killers. How do we prepare for that?
We learn. We adapt. We share knowledge. We learn from your loss, Teresa. This can't happen again. We must prioritize structural integrity and weatherization across the entire network.
Mike, look outside. The streets are a mess of debris, but they're clear.
The storm knocked down a lot of them, and the cold snap that followed has them frozen or slowed down. The streets are clearer than they've been in weeks.
Jenny, you can't be suggesting.
I am. If we're going to attempt face-to-face community meetings and truly link the network, now might be our chance. The streets are cleared of the reanimated, but the debris is a major hazard. We have a narrow window. I'm going. Dan's coming with me. There's a survivor group 4 blocks away in that old office building. We can reach them. We need to start building real, in-person connections, not just radio links.
Okay, you take the medical kit from the airdrop. You go fast. We'll be your eyes and ears. Godspeed.
We're back. We did it. We met them. 15 people in an office building. Accountants, lawyers, a janitor who knew how to fortify structures. He was a gold mine of information. We shared our remaining granola bars, and they gave us fuel for a cooking stove. We planned coordination. Mike, we hugged another human being from outside our group for the first time in a month. Real human contact. I forgot how much that mattered.
That's the future, Jenny. Not just surviving separately, but rebuilding together, face to face. That connection is what will save us.
But we also learned that winter is going to be brutal. We need to shift our focus. The storm revealed the true killer. If we don't prepare better, the weather will kill more people than the undead. We need an intergroup winter strategy task force now.
This is Red Zone Radio Day 40. Today marks a turning point. Jenny's successful mission last week has led directly to something monumental. The first Survivors Council. Representatives from 12 survivor communities across Manhattan and Brooklyn are meeting in person right now in a secured midtown office building. This is the beginning of organized rebuilding in New York City.
Welcome, everyone. This is a historic meeting. We have 47 people here, representing approximately 800 confirmed survivors across our network. We're no longer just individual buildings. We are a collective. Let's start with resources. What does each community have? What do you need? We establish an organized resource-sharing network today.
I should have mentioned this before. I'm a structural engineer. Whatever. Point is, I've been designing safe aerial bridge systems between buildings. I've looked at the blueprints of several connected blocks. If we can get steel cables, ropes, and tools, which the groups at the Navy Yard might have, we can create permanent sky bridges. That allows us to move between communities without street-level risk. It's the only way to sustain this network long-term.
We have farming supplies. The church had a community garden program before all this. Seeds, tools, knowledge. We're already running successful rooftop gardens, but we can share that expertise. Long-term sustainability means growing our own food, not just scavenging.
We're expanding our mission beyond just treating the wounded. We're launching an inter-community medical training program. It's a 2-week course in basic field medicine and sanitation. We can't have one centralized medical center. It's too risky. Every community needs basic life-saving healthcare capability. We'll start with 5 trainees per community.
Wait, Michael? Jenny? Is that really you?
Yes, this is Michael. Who is this?
It's Marcus. From Atlantic Avenue. Mike. Jenny. Yeah. It's me. Made it out of that store. Found this group. Been listening to the radio every day. Your voices kept me going.
Marcus, oh my God, we thought you didn't make it out. We listed your name in the early days.
Almost didn't, but I'm here. We're all here, and we're building something.
We know you people are meeting. Your communities have supplies we need. We're taking them. That's the New World Order. You can't stop us.
Connor, is that you? Everyone listening on Red Zone Radio can hear this. You want to be remembered as raiders or as builders? We have a council here. You can join it. You can get supplies through sharing, through voting, through contributing, not through theft. The choice is yours.
Why would you share with us? You think we don't know you have the airdrop supplies?
Because we need everyone to survive. Winter is coming. The dead are out there. We are stronger together than fighting each other. Join the council, vote, participate, or keep raiding, and eventually you'll hit a group that fights back, and people die. Your choice.
What's in the council for us? Protection?
Protection from the cold, protection from the dead, food sharing network, medical access, knowledge exchange on how to fortify structures. Everything we're all building. You just have to contribute, not just take. You bring security and manpower, you get stability.
Fine. We'll send one rep. We'll try it your way. But if it doesn't work, we take what we need.
Then we negotiate again. That's civilization. Talking before fighting. The council will hold. Time for something different. Time for the good news hour. Celebrating the small victories that keep us going. Pastor Williams reports a successful first harvest from the rooftop garden. Fresh vegetables for 50 people. The office building community welcomed a baby. The first birth in our network since the outbreak. Mother and daughter are healthy. A community in Astoria successfully connected with their neighbors, effectively doubling their survivor count. These are victories.
And my good news, Luis and I fully repaired the generator. We found a spare part in the archive room. We're back to a full 8 hours of broadcast daily.
Aisha did most of the heavy lifting. We're a team.
That's what it is, a team. We've established a council. We've organized our food. We've started farming. We've trained doctors. We've begun to build literal and metaphorical bridges, and we've successfully negotiated with a hostile group. We're not just surviving anymore. We are founding a new society. We will talk to you tomorrow. This is Red Zone Radio. It's Thanksgiving week. 2 months ago, we were a different species. We worried about traffic, work deadlines, whether we'd see our families for the holiday. Now we worry about generator fuel, food rations, and the shuffling dead at our doors. The world changed, but we didn't let it break us. We're here. We're alive. And today we give thanks.
We're connecting all 12 of our council communities for a shared Thanksgiving broadcast. It's the first joint celebration of our new society. Every community is preparing one dish with their available supplies. We can't share the food physically, but we can share the experience, the voices, and the spirit of gratitude.
Teresa, Upper West Side Community, checking in. We've got our rooftop garden vegetables, mostly root vegetables, cooked with stored spices. 28 people gathered. We're stable and we're ready to share our gratitude.
Mount Sinai Group present. We made bread. Actual bread. Someone remembered their grandmother's sourdough recipe and we salvaged enough flour. 43 people here giving thanks for the medical supplies and the patients we've managed to save.
Church community ready? 61 souls now, and our community is thriving. The children have drawn pictures of what they're thankful for. We want to share their voices over the air.
Please, Pastor, that would be an honor.
Hi, I'm Emma. I'm thankful for my mom and dad, and for Pastor Williams, who tells funny stories, and for the radio people who make me feel not alone. That's my drawing. It's a radio with hearts.
I'm thankful I found people who took me in when I had nothing. Thankful for this council that showed me sharing works. And thankful for Red Zone Radio reminding me humanity survives.
I'm thankful for my brother, Tom. who didn't survive, but who taught me what it means to step up and help others. And for this team that became my family.
Thankful for Aisha, who wouldn't let me give up when the generator failed. For Mike and Jenny, who created something worth fighting for. And for the fact that I don't have to be an accountant.
I'm thankful for purpose, for mattering, for being part of something bigger than myself, for the future we're building.
I'm thankful for second chances, for finding out who I really am in crisis, for the lessons I've learned about leadership and trust, for people who became more than colleagues. Mike.
I'm thankful for everyone listening, for every person who survived today, for the communities we've built, for Jenny, who showed me leadership means trusting others, for this team, for hope. We've been in pure survival mode for 60 days, but the Council isn't just about making it to tomorrow, it's about the future. Spring comes in 5 months. We need comprehensive plans for expanding safe zones, clearing streets, and making this city livable again. Not just surviving, actually living here.
The Council's Structural Committee is discussing organized clearance operations, systematic, careful elimination of threats in target areas. We want to expand our safe zone block by block. It will take years, but it's possible. It will be the biggest civic cleanup operation in history.
We'll have casualties, but we'll also be reclaiming our city, and with that comes better sanitation and resource access. I support it. We need a reason to look forward.
Mike, we should tell them.
Jenny and I, during this crisis, we've become more than co-hosts. Partnership under fire creates unbreakable bonds. We are family, and we're building a life together now. We're together. I wanted you all to know, because you're family. You deserve honesty.
Call Red Zone Radio. This is Liberty Radio Philadelphia. We've heard about your network, your council, your Thanksgiving broadcast. You're giving us a blueprint. Thank you for showing what's possible.
Liberty Radio, Philadelphia. You're surviving too?
2,000 of us. Building like you are. Your broadcasts reach farther than you know. Keep talking. Keep fighting. You're not alone.
60 days ago, this radio station became more than entertainment. It became a lifeline, a community center, a government, a family. Red Zone Radio isn't just surviving the outbreak, it's documenting humanity's refusal to die. We'll be here tomorrow, next week, next year. As long as there are people listening, we'll be broadcasting. This is Michael Hale.
And Jenny Martinez, reminding you that you're not alone. Stay safe, stay human. We're all in this together.
And that's a wrap.
No, that's a beginning.